Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. How are you this morning? I hope everyone's doing really well. I am picking up and cleaning up from yesterday's Paltaya Mixology Monday project. These these are so beautiful. These are so absolutely beautiful, y'all. I hate that I'm down to one light, but that's where we are right now. Look how pretty. This is our Paltaya in our Iron Orchid Designs mold sets. I did 3 planters. We have not painted them. I did let them sit all day yesterday to dry. It really didn't take a long time, but I had some other work that needed to be done, so I left these alone. But how stinking cute is that? I absolutely adore it. I'm thinking that this planter needs to be done in blue with a little white bunny on there. Rabbit. It's a rabbit. Around my house, they're bunnies. I even did a 3D egg. I created a stand for it, but I waited too long before I tried to groove it so it would sit. And it will sit, but we're going to have to use some clay or some glue to honk that down in there so it stays where we put it. I'd love to take the time to paint these, but I need to dust the table off. We have a challenge. We have a challenge from Iron Orchid Designs. Have you seen it? I just dropped the link on our Facebook page. And if you have not seen it, let's catch up real quick. Iron Orchid Designs has issued to the entire IOD community an Easter Basket Challenge. Create your most beautiful Easter basket, something you can dream of, and don't hold back because there are fabulous prizes. You could win up to $150 in curated Iron Orchid Designs products. And if you know anything about Iron Orchid Designs, when they gift our community, it's usually things that we can't get anymore. They give the best gift packs for prizes. So, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for me to clean up real quick because I didn't do this yesterday. Didn't do it yet this morning. So here we are. Welcome in. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. We are an authorized Iron Orchid Designs stockist, and we do carry the entire line. Now, sometimes that means that they are out of inventory at the manufacturer, and that means I might be out of something. But I have an amazing community of Iron Orchid Designs stockists to reach out to and who we share with one another. So if you need something that I am out of, that the manufacturer is out of, besides Le Pen, simply because everybody's out of it and it has not come back in stock yet. But we have the castings if you are interested in working with those. Clean this off real well. Paltaya is such a beautiful product to play with. If you want to book a date to come into the studio and experiment with it, you just let me know because I will gladly carve out time to share this amazing product with you. It is a clay base, but it is a different kind of clay, and it is made for sculpture. It really is made for sculpture. But I'm not always that free-minded to think my own project up. Sometimes I just want to play with the IOD molds. How about you? I have this really super cute bunny basket. Not just adorable. And I had put the rose chintz on one end. I think it's so cute. But we need some more paint on here. And I think we need I think we need more. So this will be our project. This will be our, we may do something different. We don't have to submit it just because we do it, but you can only submit one project. So we're going to work on this. We may submit it, we may not. But let's take a look and see how it's going to work. I'll move this over. Beautiful galvanized. I like those. And here is our rose chintz. Let me pull this out. You know, we worked with this just the other day and created a stunningly beautiful mirror. Scoot those. I just need, there you go. I just need enough to go over this end of the rabbit. That works right there. That works. This will be the second application. And remember, these are the sheets that I used with our Rethunk Junk Tough Top. So this is a pretty good experiment in and of itself right here. Let's see what we can do. Here's Layla Pen. So cute. One of my favorites right now because we're getting ready for the Easter things. Used them on the planters because how cute are those planters now? When you're working with a paint inlay, honestly, they're not that hard. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of practice. If you come by today, I will share a sample piece with you so that you can practice. Because it took me a little bit of practice. It'll take you a little bit of practice. But practice is what makes this work so good. Now, did I have this laid correctly? You know what? I didn't, and it's not going to be large enough. So let's go to a large piece. Let's go to a full sheet. That way we know we have good coverage top to bottom. Little spritz. Is it required? No. Do I like to do it? I do. I do. It actually, to me, gives me a little bit more flexibility when I lay it down to pick it back up and get wrinkles out. Because if I laid it on dry, I wouldn't have that movement. I wouldn't have the ability to make that movement. And I could trim that off, but I'm actually just going to leave it alone. That way when I get ready to use this sheet again, it's a full sheet. Because I have a bunch of little pieces over here, and they are hard to keep up with. I did drop some in the floor. Welcome in. Okay. Welcome in. I'm so glad you could be here. Thank you. Thank you for popping in to join me in the studio. It's one of my favorite places in the store. And just take a damp cloth. I just use these paper towels because they work just fine. And just tamp the image down into your paint. And we're going to let that dry because that's what it's going to look like once it's done. I'm probably, while that's drying, I should go over the inside of this little rabbit because I don't want it. I want a good full coat on here. This is Cloud. This is our purest white in our Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura lineup. It's a great color. Very, very good color for this project. And we're going to be done with this. I'm going to set this to the side for it to dry while we paint in, lay it right there. While we paint in our planters. Now I have some ideas about these. I always have ideas about how to do this, but I have so many ideas it's hard to decide. So I'm going to take, I hate the stickers on here. These are just your average terracotta pots. You know, you buy them at the box store, there you go. It's just like that. Let me slide this up so I can see. Okay. But I hate the stickers on the bottom. These were a special purchase. Sometimes I'm able to buy from certain manufacturers, so I have some extra. And these were just a special purchase. So I think I have a couple of more on the shelf. I don't think I got a lot of these, but I just got a few. And they've been here long enough that it was time to use them. We need to decide what beautiful florals we're going to put together in here. I think one of them I'm going to use for greenery because I have a pothos and they need a tall planter so they can trail down. Stickers are not important, however, they're important to me. Let's stick that in there, and I'm going to grab peacock feather, no, flamingo, and you know, I might, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to grab farmhouse navy. Do we want to see farmhouse navy or denim? This is denim. This is farmhouse. There's a big difference, and this is flamingo. So let's get this out because this was my vision for this planter, and I'm going to need one of my straight flat brushes. So let me grab one. And I'm probably going to chase paint on this, but I'm totally okay with it. It's going to be beautiful. Grab my chair and we'll sit down. I think we're going to utilize our pure white, our cloud, on our tulip. But I would like flamingo. Oh, the doorbell's ringing. Someone's here. Let me go say good morning. Be right back. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that's funny. And I'm back. It is funny. The wind is blowing so hard in Florence, South Carolina today that our pallets of wind spinners that are still boxed up are catching the wind. The shrink wrap is catching the wind, and it's opening the front door. And it's ringing the doorbell. There's no one there. It's the wind. Sorry. But that's funny. And I'm just going to cut that in. This is a nice brush to cut in because it's stiff enough to put the paint on, but it's soft enough to move the paint right along the edge, just like that. And you know, even a good planter could make a great Easter basket. So, what kind of design ideas instantly went through your creative mind when you heard Easter basket challenge? What would you do? What are you going to do? I think we could create some amazing art with all the different products that we have. Oh my goodness. All of the different crafting products. Now, there are rules. I did post the entirety, I posted the link to the entire challenge description. That's on our Facebook page. So when we get done here, make sure you hop over there to get the details. It does have to be predominantly Iron Orchid Design products. You can use almost anything, but it does have to be predominantly Iron Orchid. So keep that in mind. Of course, it's an Iron Orchid Designs challenge. So just to be respectful. And there's a stockist challenge. There's a community challenge. The four of the Iron Orchid Designs artisans are going to judge one of the categories. You can only submit one project. What in your creative mind would that be? This is a great color, isn't it? I'm sorry, my name's Diane. Good morning. We are in the studio at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. And I'm Diane Pruitt. I'm the proprietor of this fabulous treasure trove of vintage and craft. We like to upcycle and recycle vintage products that no one loves anymore and create something that someone will love. If you were with us last week, we took a lower cabinet that was really ugly brown, like painted ugly brown, and we took an upper hutch that was an East Lake from the early century, 1900s, 19 teens, that no one wanted. And we paired them together and made a beautiful cabinet. Now it's a usable piece of furniture, stunningly gorgeous in rich forest green with gold accents. We do the live tutorials here on YouTube because Facebook has a tendency, no, Facebook deletes them. 30 days and they're gone. And when we do a tutorial every morning, Monday through Thursday, it's very difficult to get those all downloaded before they delete them. So I just stopped doing Facebook Live. It's very frustrating. Look at that beautiful contrast in color. I should probably wait until the pink dries. But if you've never met me, you know I am some kind of impatient sometimes. I have patience, but I don't. I want to get things done. I don't know if that's impatient. But I won't come all the way up to the flamingo. So that I don't mix them. I want crisp, clean lines on this, and that's why I chose such a contrasting color. That's going to be absolutely beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it. I'm going to make sure I don't have any ridges. So I'm going to pull that edge down. No ridges, no ridges. There we go. And if you're not familiar, we use and we sell Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. It's a water-based acrylic paint, and it self-levels, dries really, really fast, has a resin additive, so not only is it easy to use, but it's very durable. It is not a chalk paint. Not a chalk based, not any kind of chalk product based at all. All right, now we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. And I think I want to do a blue stripe on this one. We're going to set this one to the side because I think I want to do something different with that. But we'll take this single blue stripe and we will, gosh, which one? Denim, farmhouse. I think I'm going to go farmhouse. I think I am. I love that rich blue contrast. Classic blue and white. And I want a little bit softer bristled brush. The one I'm going to use has a little bit longer bristle, so it has a tendency to be a little more flexible, a little softer, if you will, as I move. And in order to cut this in just right, I need that flexibility. I'm going to go right up against our rabbit from Layla Penn, Iron Orchid Designs mold set. If you were here with us yesterday, that is what we created from our Paltaya, which is a fabulous mixable clay created for sculpting. I'm not a sculptor, but I really was interested in working with the product, so I ordered it, and I've had it for a while. Never did play with it until yesterday. It was so much fun. If you've ever made mud pie sculptures, that is what it reminded me of. I'm going to cut this farmhouse navy in around that edge. This is a great paint product. And I love this farmhouse navy because it's very versatile. It goes with so many different things. You can class it up, make it very traditional by pairing it with white, which is what we're going to do. You can make it very, very country by pairing it with cotton or even linen. You can make it very modern by pairing it with one of our grays like True Gray, even Fog. And you can go very coastal by pairing it with taupe or another blue. Or if you wanted to go coastal sunshine, you could pair it with sunflower, which is a gentle yellow, and it will make a beautiful finish. We're not going coastal, we're going rabbit. So there's our blue stripe. And now let's do the same thing with this. Let's go ahead and cut in our white stripe. All right, and I have a little bit of a ridge right here. Sorry I didn't talk while I was cutting that in. The focus and concentration of going right up against wet paint. There we go. And he's going to be beautiful in farmhouse navy and white. He's going to be very beautiful. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the upper section as well. And then we're going to check on our rose chintz on our bunny basket. Just a little bit more paint on the brush so it moves easily. It'll put a little more product on, but it'll glide smoother. And I can cut this white right straight up against that farmhouse navy. And I can come back later and do any fill-in or clean up because I just got it on it. Of course I did. I couldn't have gone the whole way. It's okay. I'll just touch it up. And we'll get right in here in between the bunny ears and finish out the planter. Love this. Even in blue and white, it has a coastal tendency. And I say that because, you know, we live an hour from the coast. And then we just need to paint our rabbit. All right, so let me straighten that. There we go. Let's check on our bunny basket. So the trick to the paint inlays is to make sure that they're on there long enough for the inlay image to dry into your paint. So what you want to do is gently lift and check to see if it's doing its job, and it is. So let's spritz it so the paper is pliable. And you want it pliable so when you peel it back off of itself, it doesn't tear, because remember, we put this into wet paint, which is now dry paint. So just a little spritz. I'm going to tamp it off, and we're going to pull it back. I'll tip it so you can see the whole process. Keep in mind that these were designed to be perfectly imperfect, very vintagey. So if you get a section that didn't create a perfect image, it's okay. We have to allow ourselves some grace sometimes. And not only do we have to allow ourselves some grace, but we have to allow grace for the process. Because look how beautiful that is now. What a cute little rabbit shape. Now, I'm going to take this sheet and I'm going to lay it to the side so this will dry, because the beautiful thing about paint inlays is that this sheet is reusable. Reusable. We can use it again. It is not a one and done product. You can use it repeatedly, and each time you use it, you will get a lighter impression, but each time you use it, you have gotten more value for your investment in your creative supplies. This side, we use this sheet a lot. We can go back over this with another sheet. This sheet, fresh sheet, never been used on anything. Turned out fabulous. I've got a little bit of a paint drip right here I'm going to catch and smooth out. I hate paint drips. And I'm going to smooth this one right here. It's not really something you can do while you have your paint inlay on. Now, keep in mind that I'm going to let this sit for a little while. Your paint inlay design is active paint. So until this really dries well, I'm going to leave it alone, and then I'm going to spray a sealer on it. That way I don't move the pigment and smear it when I get ready to do my next step, which is going to be, where'd I put my rabbit? We're going to install, I think, we'll think this through, but we're going to install some decorative pieces to really give this a beautiful, finished Easter look, although I do love that so much. But we are going to use our Layla pen, and we may not use this one because he's pure white and sparkly, and we may use him, and we just might use our pouring glaze to give him a really fabulous finish. I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to go take care of the flapping plastic, which is opening and closing and opening and closing the door. Our temperature dropped substantially overnight, so today's a little chilly. We don't want that cold air inside. If you're in the Florence area or passing by on I-95, we're a half-mile down the road. Please feel free to stop in and visit with us. I'll be glad to show you the mess of a studio that I have in here. And if you want to demo any products, we'll take that time and I'll show you. And of course, we have the full line of Iron Orchid Design products, as well as our Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura, Pentart products, decoupage papers, blanks that you can use to create with, and lots of vintage furniture and home furnishings and decor for you to play with or buy something that's already finished. Stop by and see us at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. I'm Diane Pruitt. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll do some more creating. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves, and definitely take care of each other. Bye now.